Let me ask you a question this morning. What's the one thing that every successful person has in common? What's the one thing? It's an optimistic attitude. You know, your attitude controls everything in your life. It controls how you get up in the morning. It controls when you go to bed. It controls your relationships. It controls the outcomes. It actually controls the opportunities that you get. Your attitude controls the fact whether you get a raise, how much of a raise you get, whether you get a promotion, whether you can get a loan, whether you get customers if you have a business. Your attitude controls your life. But here's the good news. You control your attitude. That's the good news. So you don't have to worry about other people doing this to you. You control your own attitude. You control how you feel about other people. You control how you feel about other situations. You control how you feel about the outcomes that you get when you work on a project, when you take on a task. You control how you feel when you put your feet on the floor first thing in the morning and when you pick them up off the floor and put them in your bed at night. You're in control. The actions that you take are totally determined by your attitude. You might say, well, Mark, my boss tells me I have to do these things. Yeah? Okay. If you grumble and throw things around or whatever because you're not happy with it, that's your attitude. They didn't tell you to do that. Your attitude... Okay, so it goes like this. Your actions are determined by your attitude, which determines the attitude of others toward you. Have you ever been around someone who is angry all the time and is angry at everybody around them, and then all of a sudden everybody around them seems to just be angry on the edge, or they just leave because they're frustrated. They're not going to deal with it. That bad attitude controlled the attitude of everybody in the room. If you have a positive attitude, then you will get positive results. If you have a positive attitude around people, you will see their attitude change. Or if they're a negative person, they're going to try and make you negative, or they're going to leave. It's not a bad thing if a negative person leaves, right? Positive attitude will get you positive results. A negative attitude, well, if you have a negative attitude, you've already failed. So don't go there. You know, negative attitudes are these negative thoughts that you have until they become part of your subconscious habits. If you always have negative attitudes, if you get up in the morning and think, oh, gosh, what's going to go wrong today, or I have to do this, or I hate to do whatever it is today, if you constantly have negative thoughts, they will then eventually become part of your subconscious habits. It will determine how you act every day, because subconsciously you've told yourself this is a bad deal. You expect the worst, and so you get the worst. If you reinforce negative attitudes, guess what? You will get the worst. It will just repeat itself. So you need to develop a positive attitude. A positive attitude will change your subconscious thoughts. It will change them into where you can create new habits of growth, new habits of looking at the world differently, new habits of being cheerful, new habits of being supportive of other people. The key is to replace the negative attitudes with positive ones. Because you can't just stop thinking negative. That doesn't work. It's like you create a vacuum. And if you create a vacuum, something will fill it. So you have to replace the old negative thinking habits with new, healthy, positive habits. And you do that by telling your subconscious what you need to do. Things happen in life. Your attitude is what makes it possible. And your attitude is what makes your life either positive or negative. Because things happen. And sometimes things happen that we don't like. Yes, they do. But the way you deal with them is based on your attitude. Just because something we don't like happens doesn't mean it has to be a negative situation and you have to have negative thoughts about it. Your attitude is what makes it positive or negative. Remember, you are in control of your thoughts and your feelings. No one else. No one else can control you. I always say, why give your power away to someone else to control your emotions, to control your thinking, to control your life? You are in control of your thoughts and your feelings, your emotions, and your actions. When you take control of your attitude, you take control of the results that you're going to get in your life. So why not dump the negative stuff? Aren't you tired of everything being negative? Aren't you tired of looking at the world as though everything's against you and everything's wrong? Change your thinking. Change your attitude to a positive attitude. Replace the negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Create positive habits in your life. And you will get the results that you want because now you're in control of your life, your emotions, and your attitude. I'm Mark Schinnerer. I'm here growing your success today. I hope you have a great day. I'll be back and talk to you tomorrow.